When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today?
Absolutely, unequivocally, yes, is the answer. Now, here is the host of The Long Bearded Guy, the Chief Catalyst, Strategist Guide at Jewel International, Gordon D. Melville.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Long Bearded Guy with Gordon D. Melville on Inspired Choices Network. Welcome to Red Fridays. Red Friday, love and respect. Whether you agree with that the fact that they're there or not is not the point. We separate the war, separate where they are with who they are, right? Again, who they be. Their being, what they do is soldiering, but who they are, we need to be able to support that. And so I want to recognize them. They're willing to stand on a wall so that I can do my show and we can have the lives we have. So thank you so much to that. Red Fridays is Remember Everyone Deployed, Red Friday. And I'm wearing pink shirt as opposed to red, but it's close. It's a variable of red. So that's how we start today. We're talking about lead, love, and achieve. Lead, love, and achieve. So we're talking about leadership. That love is a component. If you've been following any of these shows and following, going back, if you haven't, go back and watch some of the other episodes because we've been talking about our purpose. I think it was last week, we talked about our purpose as part of love being our purpose, right? Love being our purpose for all of us. And if you agree with that, disagree with that, go back and watch the other episode and then reach out to me and go, hey, Gord, you're full of poop. Or you know what? I absolutely concur. But reach out, right? Watch that other episode and reach out. So today, in terms of leadership, loving their people, we need to be able to do that to be able to achieve, to be able to be successful. Love is a component of leadership. And we're going to dig into that today. We're going to talk about that today. Welcome. Thank you for being here, logging in today. I know they are. I know they're listening. There's people listening at work. There's people listening at home. There's people listening on the road, plugging in and spending some of your limited resource chat. I love chat. Love you. Big hugs. So, by the way, get your journals ready. If you don't have something to write with, you're going to want that. You got about 30 seconds to find that so that you've got that. And if you've listened to me before, you know you would have showed up with your journal and your pen. So we'll look forward to that. If you don't know who I am the Long Bearded Guy. I'm known as the Long Bearded Guy. I'm not sure why. It's a little bit out of left field, but hey, you know what? That's who I am. And I'm also known as the King of EQ. But I'm on a mission to change the lives of every man I meet. And I want to do that by raising their emotional quotient. I want them to understand their life will get better. Their relationships will get better. Son, what a friend, better all the way around. Their life gets better. The quality of their life improves tremendously if we raise our emotional quotient. So that's my mission. I'm the founder and CEO at Jewel International. I'm a champion mindset mentor. I'm a lead performance catalyst. They call me the King of EQ. There's a whole whack of different things. I'm a legacy and resiliency strategist. I look after and talk a lot about legacy in terms of being what we pour into people every day. It's not an end of life thing. Do we have an awareness around that? Because if we don't, we need to. We're leaving that legacy in people every day in our regular walk through our regular life. So I'm a pro basketball coach. I was mentor and energy coach for a pro basketball team this year. We had a great year, the first winning season in the history of the franchise. So there's some correlation. It's not the only correlation. It's not the only reason, but there's a good piece there. I'm a multi-award winning international best-selling author multiple times. And And so that's a that's a wonderful thing. Sorry, I lost my I lost my piece there. Winning a multiple award-winning international best-selling author multiple times. I'm a keynote speaker. I have products and services that go to the heart of understanding and learning who we really truly are, who we're being, what our worth and our value is. That's what we're looking for, and that's what I talk about. So my avatars are elite male entrepreneurs and pro athletes. That's where I focus. I teach the 7 levels of emotional intelligence for men. If you haven't connected to that or plugged into that, you can absolutely do that. So as we get going here this morning, please reach out and say hi. Like, love, share, subscribe. It's a free subscription for Inspired Choices Network, anywhere that you would watch or listen to your stuff. So this is live radio, but we're also streaming on YouTube and Facebook and all these other places. So if that connect on those spots. If you go to inspiredchoicesnetwork.tv, you can watch and plug in today. But if you go to our app, Inspired Choices Network, free download. If you get on there, get into the chat room, my producer will send you a link to get into my live studio audience. Would love to have you here. Would love to subscribe. That helps the algorithm. It also helps us pay for the show, and it gets our word out. We have a ridiculous, huge amount of reach, in the hundreds of millions reach. That's incredible to me. But what I'm looking for is engagement. What I'm looking for is people reaching out going, hey, you know what? This is what I'm looking for. This, Gord, I agree. I disagree. I think it's good. I think it's bad. I don't think you're right. I think you're wrong. I think whatever it is, just engagement. I challenge you, engage me. Challenge what I'm talking about. Agree with what I'm talking about, but reach out to me. And I want to emphatically put that out there. All right, as we get going, there's Mandy. As we get going, as we start today, on this one, if you haven't read the copy for this show, I want to read it to you just real quick. It says, lead with love and watch your impact multiply. Leadership isn't just about authority. It's about how you love and inspire those around you. John Maxwell says, leadership is to and drive passion in your team. Love transforms ordinary leadership into extraordinary influence. To lead effectively, you must love your mission, love your people, and love the journey even when it gets tough. Achievement follows naturally when you lead and love authentically. By embracing love in your leadership philosophy, you cultivate an environment where everyone thrives, including yourself. This isn't just feel-good rhetoric. It's a powerful strategy for success. Lead with love and you will achieve remarkable outcomes for your teams and for yourself. Your journey to greatness starts with courageously leading from the heart and embracing the process. That doesn't mean, it's not, when I say love, I'm not talking about I want you love. I'm not talking about desire type love. I'm talking about basic agape, basic, you're a human, I'm a human. Right? If I really care about my people, if I really care about the people I'm leading, when I was a leader, I used to look at them and go, you don't work for me, I work for you. A true leader is about, yep, I want to have a vision. I want to have bits and pieces that inspires them to follow, inspires them. I don't want to be a boss. Is there a place for boss and managers? Yes. But if I'm not, that's short-lived, and I do not inspire my people if I'm going to try and boss them or manage them, that's not leadership. I have to be able to influence them, and I don't get influence unless they understand. And so when we talk about EQ, we talk about emotional quotient. People are like, what does that mean? Back in the day, we used to say, people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. That's EQ. That's where our heart is. Yep, I can know everything, but if I don't have some empathy and some sympathy and some compassion when I share it, they won't care how much I know because I won't have made the connection. I hope you understand where my heart is and where I'm coming from there. I hope that shows. In this first sec, I want to talk a little bit about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you know what that is, it's very common. This is not rocket science, right? But there's a so in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if you're not familiar with it, physiological, safety, love, belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. So physiological is basic need: food, water, shelter, love, that kind of like basic stuff. And then once you have that, then it increases. Now I need those things, but now I also need some safety, which is security and protection. I'm looking for that safety. Then once you have that, then it goes up. Love and belonging. I'm looking for social connection and relationships. My relationships don't matter if I can't feed myself and I don't have shelter, if that makes sense. And then once I have social connections and relationships, the next level up is esteem. I need self-esteem and recognition. I'm looking for recognition. I'm looking for people to connect with me, right? And then the highest level is self-actualization, which is a fulfillment of personal potential. So now I'm looking to, hey, how do I step into this? How do I have fulfillment in my life? I don't just exist, I thrive. And if you've heard me talk, you know I talk about thrive a lot, right? It's not just a matter of going through the motion. What I'm looking for and what I'm hoping for you and what I'm striving for myself, because I don't have all the answers, by the way. I know that'll come as a shock. But I know I don't have all the answers. I'm not here to be right. I'm not here to have all the answers. I'm here to share with you, this is what I've learned on my journey so far, and this is where I'm at. This is what I've learned. Interact with me, engage me. What have you learned? Does that make sense to you? You know, is this really where am I all wet? Right? Am I on my journey? I'm looking to again, on that hierarchy of needs, where would I be? I'm at a stage 5 in terms of looking for fulfillment of my personal potential. I'm trying to maximize my potential. I'm trying to figure out, not even figure out who I'm being. I know who I'm being. What I'm trying to do is peel off the layers of crap that's stopping me from actually being able to show the world, hey, this is who I am. We see it as positive forward movement and growth. But I think it's just it's an awareness around, hey, you know what? This is a layer I just took off. This is a layer of negative or a layer of stuff that's not serving me. And it allows me to thrive. It allows me to step into that. And so as we talk about these types of things today, I want to be able to talk about love. If love is our purpose as a base, obviously we're all different human beings. And so how that shows up in my life, how I show up to love on the world is going to be completely different than how you do it. You're a different human being than me. So but it doesn't mean our purpose is any different. I think everybody's purpose is to love on each other. That's all. How we do it might be different. But as a leader, it behooves me to make sure that I'm loving on the people around me. And there's 3 types of love for a leader, and we're going to talk about that in the next quick segment. As I need to take a quick break here, but I need to do a quick shout out, and I hope you're following or picking up what I'm putting down. I hope you're hearing what my heart is saying. I hope you're hearing what the message is or what I'm trying to get across. As we go to a quick break here, I do want to do a quick shout out for Jose Escobar. Is the founder and CEO of the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf. But check out his Connected Leaders Academy membership to take your business to the next level. This is the perfect tribe to learn, grow, and connect like never before. The Connected Leaders Academy tribe brings together some of the highest level entrepreneurs from all over the world. Set up your virtual coffee with Jose Escobar today, and you can reach him at the Entrepreneurs with an S, entrepreneursbookshelf.com. TheEntrepreneursBookshelf.com, and that's Jose. And as we go to a break here, please remember to pause and breathe. Pause and breathe. Stop for a second. Close your eyes, and unless you're driving, don't close your eyes if you're driving. But pause and breathe. Why? It helps ground. It helps put you in state. It helps process what you're hearing. It gives you the chance to be giving yourself the gift of being present. It's a gift. It's called the present. But a lot of times we have stuff going on before. We have trouble with whatever it is, technology. We can't get in, right? It makes it hard. So as we go through all of those things, being able to pause and breathe for a quick second will help us understand, hey, you know what? This is where I need to be right now. I'm going to give myself the gift of being right here, right now. We all have stuff going on later. We all have had stuff going on up till now. But right here, right now, I'm going to give myself the gift of being present right here. So as we go to the break, pause and breathe. Make sure you have a journal and something to write with, something to write on handy, because we're going to talk about some things I know you're going to want to write down. You're going to want to take good notes. And so, you know what? I'll give you a few seconds to get that. As we go to a quick break here, don't forget to pause and breathe. You're with the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville. That's me on Inspired Choices Network. I'll be right back.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the long-bearded guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to the longbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Everybody, welcome back. You are talking to, or listening to, I guess not talking to necessarily, listening to the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville on Inspired Choices Network. And what we're talking about today is lead, love, and achieve. And we want to do that through understanding what is happening in terms of leading with love. Leading with love, not just in our personal life, but in business, right? Leaders love their staff. They love their people. They love the people around them. Makes them better leaders for sure. But it helps us be successful. And in our personal life, if we lead with love, we will be successful because that's what the focus is. It's not about, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with having lots of stuff. There's nothing wrong with being successful in terms of dollars and cents, right? The traditional ways people think of success, right? Are there trappings? Yeah. There are good things and bad things. Yes, we can debate that. But that's all of those things. However you want to define success, however you want to define ROI, right? Return on investment, wherever you spend your time and money is also part of the deal, right? But again, that's a personal thing. And I'm not here to tell you, hey, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. That's not what I'm here for. But what I want to be able to do is have us understand if we're not leading with love, if we're leading with judgment, we're stopping ourselves from being as successful as we could be. We're stopping ourselves from achieving at the levels we should be or need to be, or would like to be as a bigger deal, right? What are we actually wanting to achieve? And so as we talk about this, there's three types of love for a great leader. There's three types of love that are going to come about in leadership, but the same thing applies to your personal life. So I'm going to give you three. All right. The first one is love for the mission. Love for the mission. Now, whether that is part of your system, part of your ethos, part of your, on a personal level, do you have a mission for your life? Do you have a vision for where you want to go? Because love for the mission isn't just for leadership. It's for leading our own life. If I can't lead my own life, how the heck am I going to lead anybody else? Love for the mission shows in all the leader does. And the same, it's going to show in all that we do as private people. If you're not a leader in any kind of space, you're still leading yourself. Passion flows from one who loves their mission. With this love, leaders inspire and motivate their people. Same thing for me personally. If I love on myself, then I can inspire and motivate myself. Because those two are different. We talk about inspiration and motivate. Oh, I got to motivate these. No. Motivation comes from inside. Inspiration and motivation are two completely different deals. Inspiration is what's on the outside. So when I'm talking to people, I can't motivate them. My pro athletes, I can't motivate them. I can inspire them to motivate themselves, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to inspire people to motivate themselves. And if I can do that with love, that's a way better inspiration mechanism than if I beat them up, right? If I'm just being judgmental all over the place, that doesn't inspire people. So without the love, you won't be a great leader in your field. For example, many business leaders are really in love with money or notoriety of their role. Therefore, opportunities to boost these benefits in the short term will hurt the mission, and in the long term, they will not win out. The net result is failure of leadership for the organization. Mahatma Gandhi said, a small body of determined spirits fired by an unquenchable faith in their mission can alter the course of history. A small body a small group of people. But the same falls true for us as individuals. If I read that again a different way, with all due respect to Mahatma Gandhi, they're absolutely right for the group. But the same holds true for me as an individual. An individual determined spirit fired by an unquenchable faith in my own mission can alter the course of history. I want to put a dent in the universe that it outlasts me, that is here after, that will outlive me. We talk about people all the time. Disney outlived. Do you know what I mean? Disney, massive big company, but what he started, his life work, pushed him into a space where people remember him after. People like Michael Jackson and Elvis. He's been dead for 70, 80 years. He made more last year. His estate made more last year than 98% of the people on the planet. And he's been dead for 70 or 80 years. I'm looking at it going, what am I doing wrong? Do you know what I mean? But that he had a determined spirit. All these people, determined spirit, and an unquenchable faith in their own mission. And they altered history. We know them because they altered history. So love for the mission is the first one. 3 types of love for a great leader. The second one is love for the people. If you don't love your people, you will fail them and your role as a leader. Again, it comes back, what is it for us? I got to be able to do that for myself. I need to be able to love me, because if I can't love me, it makes it very, very difficult to love anybody else. So the most common faltering of potential great leaders is their abuse of people or the use of people, right? They're just using them to get to where they want to go. They don't really care about them. Without love for all your people, you run the risk of benefiting one group at the detriment of another. In business, this is often seen by an excessive emphasis on investors or a lack of investment in employees. We see that in pro sports, a lack of investment in the benefit of your employees, in the players. What are you not giving them? What are you not giving the people around you? As a private person, I'm pouring into them. Again, we go back to legacy. That's just what we've poured into people around us. We do it every day. Are you aware of that? Grocery store, bank, when I'm driving, on a virtual coffee, who doesn't want a podcast or a live TV show or a live radio show? If you understand, I'm trying to pour into you legacy. If this is the only show you ever hear from me, 20 years, that was me pouring legacy into you. What you remember of what I share with you today. This does not mean lowered expectation. If you've heard me talk, you know I'm not a fan of expectation. I don't like that word. I don't want to have expectation. I don't have expectation for myself, for people around me. Does that mean I don't have high standards? No, I have very high standards for myself and my sons. Very high standard. But high standard is not an expectation. So it doesn't mean lowered standards or taking it easy on them. To the contrary, it often means pushing them harder and helping them grow. Because I know they can. Right? If I look at them, same with kids, we look at them and go, hey, you know what? Maybe they can, maybe they can't. I look at them, I don't know, maybe they can, maybe they can't. But at the end of the day, if I raise the standard for those children, lots of times they'll go, you know what? They see faith in me. Look, they see good in me. And they'll live up to that. They'll step up to that. Why? Because it's a standard we're holding. Most of the time, it doesn't get pushed down. It gets lifted up. People will raise to that. If they know I see that in them, we need to let them know that. I see greatness in you. Les Brown talks about it all the time. I see greatness in you. There's greatness in you. Do you believe that? Do you embrace that? Do you step into that and live out of that empowerment? Most people do not, because most people don't see that greatness in themselves. It means I push them harder. Tony Hesh said, I view my role, he's a coach, pro sports coach. I view my role more as trying to set up an environment where the personalities, creativity, and individuality of all the different people come out and shine. I view my role more as trying to set up an environment where the personalities, creativity, and individuality of all the different people that are working with me can come out and shine. I'm building that kind of an environment. The third one, and I gotta take another break. The third one, real quick, types of love from a leader is love of character. I'll do this one quick. We've seen powerful and successful leaders take major and rapid falls from failure of character, their own character. The apparent family man who is exposed for the long history of adultery, or the politician who sold their vote to the highest bidder. If you do not love your own character and work on yourself, hello, right? Mind mastery, personal mastery. If I do not love my own character, you will fail in the shadow of temptation. People follow and mirror the actions of those they wish to emulate. Therefore, a strong character is a prerequisite for anyone of character themselves. And Abraham Lincoln said, character is like a tree and reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it. The tree is the real thing. I'm going to say that again. Character is like a tree and reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it. The tree is the real thing. We need to have both. We need to have love of character. We got to have strong character. And we all know people that said, hey, you know what? This is what you need to do. Well, I'm not looking for a travel agent. I don't want to be a travel agent. Someone that points and goes, go there. I hear that's a great place. I'm like, great. What was there when you were there? Oh, I've never been there. Well, you know what? I'm not looking for that. That doesn't have authenticity behind it. I'm looking for a travel guide. I'm looking for a guide. What's the difference? A travel guide's been in the trench. They've been in that place. They can tell me when you go into ABC Cafe, you ask for George, and you know what? They'll look after you. Tell them I sent you. Tell them I sent you. Try the cappuccino. It's amazing. Well, how do you know that? I was there. I tried the cappuccino. I know it's good. Don't just tell me where to go. Show me where to go. hold my hand. If you plug into me in any way, in any of my programs, I'm a travel guide. I will hold your hand and get in the trench with you. I will hold your hand and go through the situation with you. It's not about pointing and saying, right? As a parent, I've got 3 sons, as most of you know, or some of you know. But it's not do what I say, not what I do. That was BS even when I heard it as a kid. And no offense to my parents, right? But it's in leadership, it's exactly the same. That's crap. Don't ask me to do something you're not willing to do yourself, or something you haven't done yourself. If you're not willing to be authentic, don't ask me to be. You need to show that by your example to your people and to the people around you. I have to be able to lead me. Great. Then are you of character? Do you put your character? Is that something that's of importance to you? Is that a priority? Right? People are going to think what they want of you. But if you know you've done the right thing for the right reason, with the best intention, and you've done what you know to be the right thing, then you know what? Their opinion doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. I need to take another quick break. Shout out for Jose Escobar, founder and CEO of the Entrepreneur's Bookshelf. Check out his Entrepreneur's Bookshelf to learn more about his morning and evening routine mastery program that's changing people's lives, and it does. This program will help you install systems on the bookends of your day to maximize your morning and evening routine. Set up your free strategy session with Jose Escobar today, and again, you can reach him at the Entrepreneurs with an S, entrepreneursbookshelf.com. And if you're not doing something, you hear me say it every week. If you're not doing something as a routine at the beginning and the end of your day, you're fooling yourself in terms of getting the maximum out of your day. No offense. That's just the reality of it. If you don't have tomorrow worked out before you get in bed tonight, you're not going to maximize tomorrow. That's just the people that succeed and the people that are hugely successful, however you want to define that, they have routine at the beginning and end of their day. Beginning and end of their day. They have a process. You're going to hear me start to use that word more. They have a process of getting up, process to go to bed, process to run their day. And the people that can maximize their process and hold to that with good character and lots of love are the ones that are successful. As we go to a quick break here, don't forget to pause and breathe. Make sure you pause and breathe to ground yourself and to percolate with what we're talking about. We've been talking about lead, love, and achieve. And you're with the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville, on Inspired Choices Network. Don't go anywhere.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the long-bearded guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
The Connected Leaders Academy is the #1 fastest growing networking community for entrepreneurs. CLA assembles high-level leaders, titans of industry, and business owners under one roof. If you're an entrepreneur looking to grow personally, professionally, scale your influence, develop skills, and expand your network exponentially, the CLA is where you need to be. Want on to more podcasts and shows, speak on more stages, sell more books, products, and services, get more leads, referrals, acquire new clients, develop lifelong friendships, and more. Join the Connected Leaders Academy today. Contact Jose Escobar on Facebook or check out www.claglobalsummit.com for more information.
This is the long-bearded guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Everybody, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with me. You're with the long-bearded guy. That's me. And we're talking today about lead, love, and achieve. Lead, love, achieve. Lead with love helps us be successful as humans. If we happen to be leaders, lead with love to achieve and be successful. And we're talking about that. So we talked about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We talked about 3 types of love that a good leader needs. One quick thing with that as we pull into this 3rd segment and will absolutely help sort of segue. If you don't love your mission, find one you do. For work, as a leader, as a personal individual, if you don't love your mission, if you don't have a mission, do you even have a mission? Do you have a vision for your life? If you don't love your mission, find one you do. If you don't love your people, listen more. If you don't love your character, fix it. For if you want to be a great leader, these 3 loves will build a foundation upon which your leadership may stand. Without them, your foundation is weak and cracks spread rapidly. Same thing for us as a human being. If we don't put it out there, we're not going to get there because we don't have firm foundations. Same as build a house. If it's built on sand, it's going to fall down. Maybe not today, or maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next year, but at some point it's going to crash. It needs a firm foundation. Having those 3 pieces, love for the mission, love for the people, and love for our character, will absolutely allow us to be successful, however we want to define that. I'm not here to define that for you. You define that for you. Don't let other people around you define that for you. Don't let society tell you what it should be. Don't let your parents, don't let your teachers, don't let people around you. Your journey is for you, and you've heard me say that a bunch. Your journey is for you. It's not for somebody else. If you need assistance to figure that out, reach out to me. I have programs happening. I've got opportunities to plug in. If you want one-to-one, I've got that. There's programs like that. I can help you. I've had major pro athletes. I've got major elite entrepreneurs that we've helped. I've taken business people from $50K a year to $500,000 in 6 months working with me. That in the same business. There's some pieces that we need to infuse into our life to help move us forward. You've heard it at lots of places. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Definition of insanity: doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. That's saying nothing changed. So guess what? Nothing changed. Because nothing changed, nothing could change. If you want your life to be better, you want to be more fulfilled, you want to thrive instead of exist, you need to do something different with yourself. I have programs for one-to-one. Is ridiculously inexpensive compared to what it will do for you. I've got group programs. My avatars are entrepreneurial men, elite entrepreneurs, and pro athletes. NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball. Was talking to Tampa Bay Rays last week, to their process guys, to their mindset guys. I'm about to talk to Toronto, Oregon. There's pro level, but I can bring that to you in your life where you are. I can bring those principles that these ridiculously successful people use to get there and use to stay there, because getting there is only half the trouble. Once I get there, I have to stay there. And depending on what my goal is, they asked Kobe Bryant, when you got here at 17 to the NBA, was that the goal? He said, no, that wasn't the goal. A lot of his contemporaries, that was the goal. A lot of people getting into pro. That's the goal. I want to be successful. I got to get to the NBA. I got to get to the NFL. That was never his goal. His goal, his mission was to be one of the best that's ever played the game. Getting to the NBA was just the first, that's a given. I have to do that or I can't be one of the best that's ever played the game. And so he continued to work at the beginning, continued to work. Huge work ethic, but that's a mindset piece. That's a mindset piece. If you want to know what some of those pieces are, if you want to know how to deal with your life, and for men, I deal with both, right? At the moment, I do have programs for women too that are just as impactful. They've been unbelievably well received. One of my mentors, Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful woman. She's incredible. Incredible. Absolutely astounding to me. She's been unbelievably challenging and pushes me forward. She doesn't just let me sit where I am. She challenges me. Gordon, move forward. And I was having trouble getting guys to connect. So she said, do you have it in you to make a woman's version of your men's program? And then she turned around, was one of the first people to sign up and pay. And the testimonial reach out to me, ask me to see the testimonial from this woman. She's ridiculously successful. High level. High level. And the testimonial was incredible I got from her. It was wildly humbling. Made me cry. It was unbelievable. But my point is, I'm teaching, I'm sharing tools and strategies to be able to help us deal with our life. How do we do something different than what we're doing right now? Because if we keep doing the same thing, we're going to get the same result. So please, then there's lots of ways to plug in. I'm always looking for sponsors to help me get this message out. As a suicide survivor myself, I have a passion for that. I want to be here. Part of the reason people are choosing that permanent solution to a temporary problem is because they don't know what the options are. They don't know where to go. They don't know where they can plug in, where people won't just judge them. Going back to our topic today, if they know that you love them, that you care about them, away from business, you care about them as human beings, they'll reach out to you. You create a culture and a space where people know, hey, you know what? He or she cares about me. They care about me. They want me to be better. If you want this kind of a message out, if it resonates with you and you go, Gordon, you know what? I don't know how I'm going to help. Can I help? I'm looking for sponsors to get this out. DM me, reach out to me, thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. If you want an application to do one-to-one, if you want an application to get into one of the Boxed Inside Out programs, that's the men's and the women's program I've got. It's called Boxed Inside Out. Why? Because it's not outside the box thinking. It's eradicate the box. There's no box. Just find ways. We'll teach you ways to deal with your life in a way that it makes it just go away, right? It acknowledges it's there and then it lets it go, right? It has a frozen moment. But I have to have the tools to do that. It's like buying insurance. I have to do it when I don't need it, because when I need it, I don't qualify. It's exactly the same. I need to be able to put the tools, you need to be able to put the tools in your tool belt when you think everything is great. Everything is good. Perfect. That's the perfect time to put the tools in your tool belt. And if you have one or two or three or half a dozen, it's not enough. I'm telling you, it's not enough. You need dozens and dozens and dozens of ways to deal with your life. Because what works this time might not work next time. Maybe there's other people in your life. I got 3 young sons and a wife. What works for me may not work for them. What worked for me last time might not work for me this time. I have to have other ways to deal with this. And if you want to move forward in your life, you have to infuse new things in. You have to have good tools. If you've ever watched a car technician or somebody that computer person, the better their equipment, the better the tools they have, the more effective, the more efficient, the faster they can do the job. Their life gets easier. Ding, 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 ding. Guess what happens? But they have to put those tools in. When the technicians or the Snap-on Tools truck shows up, they're out there buying some new piece of equipment. Why? Because it makes them more efficient. It makes them quicker and more effective at what they're doing. Can you do that with your life? I'm not a Snap-on tool truck, but I can absolutely equip you with tools that will help you move yourself forward in an efficient, more effective way. And if you're happy where you are, congratulations. But if that's the case, I suspect you're not listening to me anymore, because you wouldn't still be here, because I'm not here to polish your trophies. It doesn't mean I won't pat you on the back and tell you what a great job you're doing, but it means I'm going to rattle your cage that we built ourselves. I'm going to rattle your cage. I'm going to shake your chain and go, hey, if you're not happy where you are, you need to move forward. And don't misunderstand. That's not anger you're hearing. It's passion. I want to be able to help people. Resources are only as good. They can be amazing resources, but if nobody plugs into them, it doesn't matter. Plug into the resource. reach out to me, thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. DM me, find me on any social media platform, thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Reach out to me, ask questions, challenge, plug yourself into the programs. I'm here to talk to your group. I've got books, I've got paid speaking engagement that you can hire me to talk to your people. You can plug into me every week in here, share this link, share this, like it, love it, share it, subscribe. I'm not the only great host on this network. There's some incredible hosts on this network. Incredible, unbelievable. Plug into it. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. It just takes some time to find it. Do you have that in you? Are you willing to spend some time invested in you? In you. Oh my God, the book's $15. It's $30. It's too expensive. Really? Because you dropped $200 on the weekend at a bar that you got nothing for. And if that's where your life is, again, you're probably not telling me that. What you just told me was it's not a priority. That's what you told me. However you cut it, that's what you're saying. If it's a priority for you to move forward, plug in, reach out to me. Would love to hear from you. Love to hear. I do my own social media. I'll talk to you myself. Reach out to me. thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com is an email, or you can reach me on any social media platform under the same, The Long Bearded Guy. I got to take another quick break. As we go to break here, think about it. Don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about, I've got my special mug. But as we go, don't forget to pause and breathe. When we come back, we're going to do a quick wrap, and then I got a call to action today that I think is going to be impactful for you. It was impactful for me. Again, I'm not going to ask you to do something I'm not done myself. So as we go to a break, don't forget to pause and breathe, and I will be right back as we close up the show today. You're with the Long Bearded Guy. Gordon D. Melville on Inspired Choices Network. Be right back.
How much of our daily success relies on our mindset? Anything we are unaware of can still impact our lives. When dealing with our daily emotions that we all face, there can be positive outcomes we control. Why is the word stigma such a BS misnomer? Is living abundantly really possible for all of us, no matter where we find ourselves today? Join the Long-Bearded Guy, Gordon D. Melville. The Chief Catalyst Strategist Guide at Jewel International invites you to an enlightening, sometimes shocking discussion. He will be challenging you to explore your own answers to these questions and so many more. This will lead you towards living an abundant, successful life no matter how you define it. Gordon D. Melville is live Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Long-Bearded Guy with Gordon D. Melville. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Now back to the program.
Everybody, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with me. I know you got some tech issues. Thank you for being patient with the tech. They say to err is human, but to really screw it up requires a computer, and that, so we're working on that. But thank you for being with me. We're talking about leading, loving, and achieve. Lead, love, and achieve. And we've talked about, again, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We've talked about 3 types of love for a leader. We've talked about programs that you can plug into, because if nothing changes, nothing changes. right? We need to be able to do something different. Don't just sit and whine and complain because your life isn't what you want it to be. Who controls that? You can like it, you don't have to like it. The reality is, we are where we are for a reason. We're at the level we are for a reason. It's the choices that we've made, good, bad, and otherwise, that have put us exactly where we are, right? You go, oh no, Gordon, you don't understand. Okay. All right. But at the end of the day, there's a reason you are where you are. Well, but I have bills to pay. I have to work here. Great. There's no other job to work at? Find another. I didn't say quit before you find another job. That's irresponsible. You have bills to pay. But find something creative. At least you bet on you. Don't ask everybody else to do it. You bet on you. Are you still in that relationship that's not moving you forward and isn't supportive? I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying any of these things are easy, and I don't want it to sound like I'm making light of it. I'm not. But we're choosing to be in that space. We're choosing to be there. You deserve more. If that's not where you want to be, move. Jim Rohn used to say, "You're not a tree. If you don't like where you are, move." Move. So, plug into me, thelongbeardedguy@gmail.com. Reach out. If you want to help support, please reach out. If you want to plug in somehow to one of the programs, please reach out on a social media platform or on an email. As we go and finish this week, the call to action I want to talk about today, just real quick, because we're almost at the end of the show. Time goes so fast. If you don't think so, it does. Again, it goes right to the heart. That's going right to the heart of what part of this call to action is. Practice gratitude. Every day, practice gratitude. Offer help to those around you in need. It doesn't matter how much or how big. Offer to help them. Some people say, no, it doesn't matter. I'm good. No, it's all good. That's fine. That's fine. But offer it to people. It's not about how much you give. It's about that you're thinking about them and that you're there to they know they're not by themselves. Give yourself the gift. I got a friend getting married in a couple weeks. I said to her, do yourself a favor. Give yourself the gift of being present right here, right now. Forget what's happened before now. Forget this. We're not promised later. Not tomorrow, not later. And watch your life change. Lead with love, you will achieve. Next week, Friday. By the way, reach out and let me know how that's working for you. Reach out and tell me, hey, Gord, that was crap. It didn't work. Or reach out and say, you know what? When I stop and I'm present in the moment, things get better. I got more clarity around things. I'm more aware of stuff. Let me know how that works for you. Next week, Friday, July 19th, same time, same place, same happy beard. And you have to tune in to find out what we're talking about next week. It's a surprise. So please pop in to find out. Bring your friends with you. Bring your journal with you. Bring something to write on and write with. But bring your friends. Share this. If it's impactful and resonates, you're not the only one. We're not in we all have the same challenges. We all do. Reach out. Reach out to me. Reach out to each other. Check on your friends. Even the most well-adjusted, the ones that seem like everything is fine. Reach out to them because they may need to be said, hey, I see you, I hear you, your voice matters. Be courageous this week. Be unapologetically you. You can't be anybody else. You want to be unique? Be you. Make it another great week. Live out you abundantly and with intention. I love you. Big hugs. And then the question is, who are you being? Think about it this week. Who are you being? How are you showing up for the world? It's important. It's important. That's your legacy.
Thank you for tuning into the Long Bearded Guy Show. You are appreciated and loved. Gordon D. Melville returns Fridays at 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific on the InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, make it another great week, leading with love, powerfully designing, crafting, and living out your positively impactful